Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Semois, yet indeed in the darkness of Semois. The Wehrmacht strikes. We shall be watching in the northern corner, though, Loveleairde fighting for the first armored division of the Americans. Jolly old glory and all that. Opposing him shall be GPIIOsten, which in Danish, by the way, means cheese or the east, although in German also means the east. Fun little fact there. But in Danish it can, besides meaning east, the east, also mean the cheese. Nonetheless, he is fighting for the Panzer Elite, fighting for the Kampfgruppe Ost, basically meaning Battle Group East, composed of elements of the 10th SS and whatever armor that could be scraped together to support it from nearby replacement other units. So that should be a bit fun. We are seeing a Kettenkrab moving out there. Panzer is moving up in the west, and looks like Osten or GPI, we'll just call him Kampfgruppe Ost, moving pretty swiftly northwards. Might be he's hoping to do some pretty serious harassment. That's certainly one thing you can do as the Panzer Elite pretty early on, considering your Panzer Grenadiers are pretty much better suited at fighting than taking points. So rushing the north is not necessarily a bad idea. And also note again, skin pack, which also rather affects the Panzer Elite. Makes them a bit more wary. In fact, gives some of them even caps. Yes, small caps. Which is kind of cool and makes them certainly look a bit more different this time around. A bit more Panzer Grenadier, I suppose. And there we go. Engineers coming under fire, though. Getting hunted down. Interesting enough. Oh, wait, there we go. We are seeing the Gewehr 43. So there seems to be a slight modification to it. So it no longer has the scope when equipped to Panzer Grenadiers. That was a sort of funny thing. Relic had never really bothered removing the scope. So you could in fact be mistaking them for snipers to a certain extent, I suppose. We are seeing Panzer Grenadiers again, 3 of them. Kettenkrab securing sort of in a small path right there. The Americans are getting harassed a bit. And now we are seeing a direct move for the fuel point, while in fact Loveleairde is rather focused down here with his 2 engineer and 2 riflemen start already there. Although the Panzer Grenadiers might not be able to take it back. I mean, Panzer Grenadiers are rather slow in taking points. That is something that has to be remembered. But looks like they might actually manage, in particular if the other Panzer Grenadiers can move in. Engineers arrive. Oh dear, this could be a bit of a blow right there for Loveleairde initially. And now he's driving up versus 6 Panzer Grenadiers. Small but decisive blow right here, already handled by the Kampfgruppe. In the meanwhile, the Riflemen are fighting off some Panzer Grenadiers here, and the Panzer Grenadiers here are definitely not in a better position, so they're in fact pulling away. Good move there. Definitely good move, and we are seeing a 4th Panzer Grenadier squad, so it looks like a rather Panzer Grenadier heavy start. And that usually tends to mean he's probably going to go for armored cars, although we've seen with Pepsi can also mean, you know, 1 infantry half-track. But then again, he might surprise us, this young fellows. Let's see what he actually does and decides to do while hanging around the point. Well, Loveleairde is gathering up more riflemen for a counter-attack. He does know, you know, he's going to need some larger forces. And then, meanwhile, Loveleairde is trying to secure the rest over there. And there we go, riflemen again against the Panzer Grenadiers, but another Panzer Grenadier squad appears. And a Panzer Grenadier is dropped, screaming in pain in some ditch right before all the hedgerows. And a 5th squad of Panzer Grenadier arrives. Riflemen here are getting gunned down, and there we go, the counter-attack in the north. 1 squad slowed down, but they can still fire back. And there we go, Panzer Grenadier dropped, more specifically the one with the Gewehr 43. They are getting focused down. Good move, focus down the ones that are the most dangerous, and the Gewehr 43 equipped ones are the more dangerous, since they do have a higher rate of fire. Another rifleman down, but still, they could be saying through it. Oh, needs to retreat! Get them out of there, Laird. And there we go. 4 Panzer Grenadiers, and there we go, another full retreat. This is rather hurting Mr. Laird, rather initially. Rather than here retreating, and Panzer Grenadiers could be continuing up there. Not necessarily the best start right there for the Americans. 2 victory points, and there we go. We are seeing a Jeep. In fact, he might be trying to sort of try and push them around this time around, you know, make it a bit harder for them to actually focus. And this is something a lot of American players like to do, you know, use a Jeep to push them out. In Company 2, this might be still, you know, viable, but, you know, also a bit more risky, since you in this Company 2, of course, can also risk, you know, a Jeep, if you had that, for example, actually being recoverable and, you know, handed over to the enemy. And that's sort of the fun thing. I mean, it's not just tanks, it's vehicles as well that can be, you know, seized. So technically, Jeeps, half-tracks, all that can be taken by the enemy if you're not careful. But, of course, you can also recover it. Panzer Grenadiers getting run off. Jeep and Riflemen moving in. And there we go. This area has been secured. It has been purged of all Panzer Elite presence. And we are seeing an attempt right here at the cutoff point while all the Panzers retreating. Nice move by Loveleairde, although we are seeing some Panzers reacting to this pretty swiftly. But at least he is getting some sort of return. And we are seeing a logistic company going up. This would definitely seem to indicate some sort of armored car attempt. One might still be wrong. 3 rifleman squads, 1 heavily wounded. Definitely needs to get back and reinforced. And now these Panzers are held up in that poor building right there. And of course taking up position right here because that is the one with the least windows, thus meaning they can do the least damage right there. And of course target down the Panzers one by one as they appear in the window to shoot back. Kenkrat trying to take point back. Down to 1 Panzer Grenadier. And being run off, he could in fact go down. Kenkrat with a damaged engine. Oh, blocking the path. He runs into the Jeep. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But we are seeing a swift counterattack moving in. 3 Panzer Grenadier squads moving in, but they are in negative cover. They have to be careful. 4/6 men now. 4/6. Looks like they might in fact be pushing back Loveleairde, who's getting a 4th squad of riflemen. Panzers moving up through the market square, covering each other. And the GPIIOsten 43 ones charging in the closest. Might be trying to set up a position in the church. No. And now it's, oh dear, there's 4 men left behind in the building. Have to be careful. And Kenkrat actually moves in. That's a bit risky. Very risky in fact. And Private Jones trying to take it out, but he doesn't quite succeed. And there we go, small victory for the Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, more riflemen moving in. Will there be additional Panzers to support them? And we are in fact seeing increased squad size upgrades. Less common to see. Less common to see, by the way. Players are high ranked, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Panzers, oh, heavy losses. But 4-man squads. Definitely a slightly more aggressive, but not the sort of usual aggressive sort of strategy. Noticing additional Panzers moving up in the south. Loveleairde is now in fact gaining most of the map. He could benefit from laying down some mines to sort of make it a bit more difficult for the Panzer Elite player to actually retake and move about, but rather seems like Loveleairde has neglected that, which is a bit of a shame, I would say. He certainly has the munitions for it, and looks like he's getting the Browning automatic rifle. This could be a nice way to counter all the increased squad sizes, although we are now also seeing Panzer Support Command going up. Probably, of course, expecting some sort of armoured car business. Usually what you want to be prepared for. Then, of course, you can always, deal if it's BARs you're actually facing. Engineers getting run off. Lovely, lovely. There we go. Browning automatics, 4 squads. Keep getting repaired. And some rather large squads of Panzers. Well, there we go. BARs opening up, and the Panzers out in the open. They are moving towards cover behind crates, but the automatic fire rather makes that a less than tenable position. More are moving in, and we are also seeing another squad moving in to flank. This is good, although more riflemen moving in as well. And note the BARs are doing quite nicely against the Panzers. Another, there we go, another 2 BARs. 1 squad slowed down to press a volley. Jeep moving in, could be trying to push them about out of cover. Oh dear, these Panzers in the house are taking also a bit of fire from all the riflemen. Jeep charges in, going to get focused down, but at the same time absorbing fire, thus meaning the Panzers won't be, with the riflemen I mean, won't be the ones getting hit. More riflemen are arriving from the north, nice envelopment. Oh dear, this is all of Osten's forces. Getting caught up here in the market square. This could end up badly. He's going to need to retreat, and that means he's going to get pushed off the field once more. Although it looks like he has 1 squad over there. And there we go, charging in. Heavy losses to the Panzers. Numerous are getting dropped. 1 squad arrived from the retreat as well. Pretty nasty losses. And we are seeing a scout car out, in fact. Engineers coming under fire from these GPIIOsten 43 equipped Panzer Grenadier. Causing a bit of trouble for those poor sods. And already 1 squad has received a veterancy one, not retrieved it. But I mean, again, it's rather easier for the riflemen fighting versus Panzers because, again, 4 kills and you basically just gained a level of veterancy. Which, again, is something you have to be careful about as playing as the Panzer Elite. You don't want to be losing too much. Because, again, you'll just be making your opponent much, much stronger, much faster than, like, say, you're playing Wehrmacht. And there go 2 squads of riflemen moving in, including the veterans who won. And the Panzers are going to have to run through that. Less than good, less than good. Caught up here. He's definitely trying to, just attacking one point, but, constantly moving about, but he's running into a bit of trouble in that regard. And Loveleairde is definitely doing better in sort of containing the movements. Although we are now seeing the scout coming up with the logistic upgrade. By the way, those sort of aerials were actually sort of old-fashioned later stage of the war. They didn't have these huge radio antennas, and that is a radio antenna. And they were usually also sort of meant for either, radio vehicles or control or command vehicles, like, say, command armored car. Just little fun facts there. Panzers, engineer down. We are seeing mines down him for, though. That's good. And a rather large force there. That is, in fact, 11 Panzer Grenadiers. Still quite right. Oh, mine. Minen. Defensive veterans one there. Rifleman getting pushed back. And there we go. Mine off. Panzer dead. Others suppressed. Wounded. Panzer being blocked down here by the Rifleman. Nice blocking position with Rifleman and the Browning automatics. And had he had some there, he could probably also slow down Osten's movements up there. But let's go, in fact, have a look at him. Whoops. Slight mistake right there. Anti-tank half-tack. Scout car versus Jeep. Clearly the Jeep is outmatched in this case. Well, in the meanwhile, the Panzer and the Kampfgruppe Ost is making progress in the south. They are now moving in to try and flank this position, while the Panzers here are getting further bogged down as more riflemen arriving. One squad slowed down. Does he have incendiary grenades that could be used to dig out the ones in the house? It looks like they are in fact evacuating. And moving closer. Veterans who won. More veterancy for the riflemen and the 1st Armoured. Panzers moving up closer and closer. We'll be taking some minor losses and quickly seeking refuge in the church. Light return fire again. The church is not really suited for infantry without sort of real automatic weapons, because usually very few can actually fire out of the windows on any side. A bit dull, that. And there we go. Riflemen are being run off. More Panzer Grenadiers arrive, all converging on the town square. That is good. And meanwhile, we are seeing an observation post up for Loveleairde. He's definitely planning something then. Something involving a lot of munitions. Of course, question is, will he activate? He's also got an observation post there. Quite interesting. 400 manpower being used, so basically getting more fuel and munitions. So let's hope he actually uses those munitions sensibly. Charging further into town. And there we go. Light anti-tank half-tech firing away with his 37mm gun. And I do believe we might be seeing focused fire, although again we might not. Nope, no focused fire, otherwise it would be hitting every time. Still, Panzer Grenadiers are suffering losses, but so are the riflemen. And there we go, they are sent scurrying away in the name of the Fatherland. So it's good, although the Jeep is still fighting. It hasn't really killed anyone, but it's certainly been a bit of a nuisance. Supplied up. Trier sensor up, and he's definitely probably going for that to make up for the delay in fuel he suffered earlier due to the harassment by the Panzer Elite commander. We are in fact seeing a Panzer IV on the way, and oh dear, that's not going to be good, because, well, largely Loveleairde is not prepared. He doesn't have really anything that can stop a Panzer IV. He might get some sticky bombs, but if he gets armoured skirts, they are going to be a bit limited, since the armoured skirts protect nicely against that. More Panzers moving in to fortify that central area, while riflemen moving in for an attack. Anti-tank half-tech behind a bit of cover, and vehicles can, and tanks can in fact benefit a bit from cover, but it's rather much more limited. They basically just gain the effect of light cover. They're a bit harder to hit, but it's essentially behind heavy or light cover they can get it, although it's a bit sort of difficult to actually pull off, but still, it does exist. Lots of grenades. He's trying to draw out the Panzers with a ton of grenades, but they don't do much. Nice attempt by Loveleairde. Too bad that the Panzer Grenadier commander did enough. Jeep immobilized. He actually spends munitions on that. That's considered a bit excessive, but I suppose if he's really tired of it, you can do it. Now the Panzer IV arrives. High explosive rounds flying out. Blowing a bit, and so far no damage really done. Probably called in from some Ersatzpanzerabteilung. Not a lot of Panzer IVs of the older kind in Normandy, though some would have been there. They actually did had a few Panzer IIIs with some of the Panzer divisions, although mostly were command tanks still. So can't be ruled out that a few might have been there, perhaps even with the 2nd Panzer Division, which only had Panzer IV grenade. Oh, against the Panzer Grenadiers! Nice drop right there, killing 2 Panzer Grenadiers outright, but there we go. The Panzer IV charges in, and we are seeing the armoured skirts on the way as well. Lovely, lovely. But this is in fact the sort of original incarnation of the Panzer IV, although this is a slightly related variant of this. Again, it was basically meant as an infantry support tank. You know, a bit like the Sherman, in fact. And then that sort of got changed, and they sort of made it more like, you know, more of a main battle tank. You know, both dealing with infantry, but also armor. So that, of course, was fun. Panzers and riflemen fighting over here. Probably a grenade, yes indeed. That's probably why he went for that observation post, to really get off as many grenades as possible and drain the Panzer League player of manpower. While of course right now the Panzer IV is blowing through that observation post in seconds. Riflemen fighting, and ooh, another grenade I think. No, oh, getting suppressed. And there we go, grenade on the Panzer Grenadiers. More down, veterancy 2 already for these riflemen. Again, they can quickly gain veterancy, particularly with grenades. And these Panzer Grenadiers, yes, another grenade. Absolutely insane. These are not riflemen, they are grenadiers. Oh, the wit. And in fact, originally, grenadiers actually came from people, you know, back in the Napoleonic era and before that, you know, who were supposed to lob grenades at the enemy. It later just sort of became an honorific, because again, to be a grenadier, you usually had to be one of the best. They usually considered heavy infantry, so yeah, there you go. Panzers are moving up. Nice. 2 squads there for nice size. Could be seeing a grenade. The pineapple grenade of doom. Destruction. It had more high explosive than the Stielgranate of the Germans, but the Germans' grenade could actually be thrown farther. And they actually had a small upgrade for it, so it actually had more shrapnel on it. And there go the Panzer IV again, and it misses. That's Panzer IV just does not have any luck today. But now it is going to be protected against sticky bombs, recallers, rifles, and bazookas. No doctrine as of yet, though, for the Panzer League commander and the Kampfgruppe. Engineers drop more offensive veterancy for the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer IV rolls in. And finally scores a bloody kill. Hurrah! Oh! Entire rifleman squad went down to the might of the Panzerkampfwagen IV. Tank destroyer rolls in. He's actually, oh, gun a tank destroyer, tank depot. Nicely done by Loveleairde. And this is in fact something that Mr. GPIIOsten is not prepared for, although he's actually going for a Armoured 3, so he is going to have something soon to sort of help with it. Small engagement up here. The veteran T2 rifleman on the spot again. Very nasty that. We might be seeing more tank destroyers soon. Scout car in a slightly unfriendly position. Rifleman moving up. We could be seeing a grenade from Loveleairde again. Yes, indeed, right into the hedgerows, and oh my bloody hell! That was 4 Panzer Grenadiers down right there again. Grenades are excellent if you sort of see a player heavy on the Panzer Grenadiers. You know, sometimes they can absolutely crush him if he's not ready. And right there, you just saw that. I mean, that was 4 Panzer Grenadiers, and then again, veterancy 2 already. I mean, these riflemen are really going to be going up veterancy quickly, particularly if we can keep them alive for long enough for it to matter. But there we go, the Armoured 3 H. Actually, there were 2 variants of the Armoured 3. Both were based on the same Panzer, the Panzer 38T. But there was sort of how it was done that was slightly different. And we are in fact seeing a tank destroyer moving in from the south, hoping to do a bit of harassment, I think. Perhaps a bit of reconnaissance, not a bad idea. Riflemen, oh, moving in against these Panzer Grenadiers. Could we be seeing another grenade? Yes, indeed, Granate. And, oh dear, and the scout car went down, thus denying extra fuel income for GPIIOsten and his Kampfgruppe Ost. Rifleman under fire from the Armoured 3. Tank destroyer actually going to knock out the Wirbelwind, protecting the base. We are seeing the tank destroyer being immobilized, but And the Marder, no, the Panzer IV actually scored a few kills there. Go rifling back. And we are seeing, oh, he's got armor. We are seeing field repairs up for the tank destroyer. And it's actually repairing faster than the tank destroyer can damage it. So that's actually going to make it out of there after having done a little nasty raid. We are seeing the Marder IV arriving, rolling in pretty quickly. Will they be able to get it? Rearmor hit, but no, it escapes. And the Marder III races after it. But will he be able to hunt down the Wolverine? Oh dear, it missed. God damn it, Helmut. I mean, how can you miss something so big? Anyways, now now seeing assault rifles being equipped for the Panzergrenadiers, the Sturmgewehr. We're seeing another move up here, and the observation post is actually up again. Loveleairde quite insistent on it, but again, he's actually been able to keep his riflemen alive quite a bit. Medic station, awesome supply upgrades, but also helping again to sort of, keep up the longer fight, and help with attrition and all that. And attrition is definitely important against the Panzer elite. Let us return to Loveleairde again. 2 veterans, 2 rifleman squads. 2 tank destroyers and a few engineers.
They're hitting one of our forward emplacements, trying to take.
And some riflemen fighting here, getting suppressed though by the Panzer Grenadiers. Another suppressive volley. And just note all the munitions he has. He's got a lot. Plus he's also getting quite a few. I mean, he's getting 50 per minute, which is definitely not hurting him. 1 Panzer squad's in the way. Oh dear, Loveleairde actually just lost a squad of riflemen. That is less good, less good. But the veterans 2 are still there, and the Panzers could be losing to them. In fact, looks like it. More riflemen moving in. Oh, Osten, get them out of it, get them out of there. And another rifleman squad arrives. This could end up very badly since they're running down negative cover, which makes them easier to hit, and they actually gain extra damage. There we go. Oh dear, he just lost the veterans squad with Gewehr 43s. Assault rifles are preparing to lay down a blocking position. Will there be armoured support for these Panzer Grenadiers? Because they can't hold them off for long. Running into the house, but that might be a trap with all those grenades. And there we go. Panzer Kampfgruppe Ost to the rescue. Oh my goodness, excellent hit. Just blasts away 4 riflemen, sending them on to the ethereal realm. But a tank destroyer force is moving in, flanking the Panzer IV. Excellently done, my lovely lad. He might have lost some riflemen, but he's going to get that Panzer IV. We are seeing a Marder III though moving in. And trying to knock out those tank destroyers, but they're going to make it away. Oh dear, that was a bit unfortunate.
We have heavy armor
and we are seeing Pershings. He's actually getting Pershings. This is really nasty and could easily end up very badly for the Panzer League commander. Although he does have Marders, and Marders, I mean, a pair of Marders can reasonably well, in fact, hold off a Pershing. But still, with those tank destroyers as well, could be less straightforward. Still, Loveleairde might want to consider something more in terms of infantry, although again, he's also doing some damage to the Kampfgruppe's infantry. And we are now seeing the final building up. We are seeing the Kampfgruppe Company.
We're losing ground out there.
But I mean, with Osten's force, I mean, it's rather been an infantry force, then supported by a different support vehicles, Marders for armor, Panzer force for no heavy infantry concentrations, plus the anti-tank half-track. So that's actually quite nicely done. And it's rather, been a bit difficult for Loveleairde, although Loveleairde has, been able to strike back with use of grenades and BRs quite nicely. Plus, of course, the rush for the tank destroyers rather, help deal with any sort of other issues. So now he needs to regain some of his munitions. Players seem largely equally matched, and again, when he soon gets that Pershing, things are going to be a lot less obvious. Sticky bombs going up.
Composition B is in.
It looks like Loveleairde is, Osten is biding his time. And there we go, the small engagement up there. Panzergunners versus Riflemen. And the Panzergunners are getting suppressed. There we go, suppressive volley, or suppressive fire, in fact. Not a huge victory right there for the Kampfgruppe. Small force moving in southwards. More assault rifles. And there we go, immediately coming under fire. Where are their assistants? There we go. But 2 veterans, 2 riflemen squads versus all this. Might not work out quite nicely. And they've got grenade though, right out of the Panzergunners as they charge in. One down. Oh dear. He could be losing the entire squad right there. No, looks like the other squad's managed to make it guided out of there safely. In the meanwhile, tank destroyers are moving up northwards, going to be trying to hit perhaps this armoured force from a slightly less expected position. And he's going to get very close to calling in a Pershing. And of course he knows the Armoured fleet, so of course, well, one of them is there, so he can actually hit it from the north. And there we go. Tank destroyers rushing in. Anti-tank half-tech could be going down. Locking down the Marders. Oh, destroyed engine. Anti-tank half-track down. Sticky bomb on the Marder. Oh dear, he's going to be losing both tank destroyers. Perhaps not the best trade-off right there. 2 tank destroyers for an anti-tank half-track is, you know, not really good mathematics. Unless you're playing number wang, but that's a different matter. Marder 3 is a bit of trouble, but largely safe from the rifleman, although if more gets in with sticky bombs, that could be a different story. And there we go, the Pershing arrives for the 1st Armoured Division, and there we go, more sticky bombs. Veterancy 3 riflemen, I mean, no, now they're already Veterancy 3. Bloody hell, although again, Loveleairde at this stage has very, very little left. Another sticky bomb, and these Panzers could be in a lot of trouble as they're going to have to run past Veterancy 3. Riflemen again, they gain a 50% damage bonus plus accuracy, and all that. Oh dear, looks to be some very, very lucky Panzergrenadiers. And going in for the cutoff point there, but we are seeing the Pershing moving in to rather stop that silly nonsense. But at the same time, I mean, GPIIOsten has just suffered quite heavily as well. He's down to a few infantry squads, in fact, and Armoured 3. And in response, we are in fact seeing a Jagdpanther out. He's gone straight for the tank destroyer doctor himself. My goodness. It's actually pretty rare you see a Jagdpanther nowadays, but apparently he decided to go for it. Though again, he'd seen the tank destroyer doctrine, armored doctrine use, the field repairs, knowing that's the left-hand side, and that of course would also indicate, a Pershing is probably not far off. Best get a Jagdpanther, otherwise I could be slightly in trouble. So there we go. The Kampfgruppe has been reinforced by a Panzerjägerabteilung. And fun fact about the Jagdpanther, it largely only fought on the Western Front. It was only in the very, very last few months that it actually ever arrived on the Eastern Front. So very little fun fact there. For those that did not know. Another tank destroyer ready. Panzergrenadier sneaking in from the south. Let's just speed this up a bit. There's a bit of quiet and there's not much really else to comment on. Although more rifling again would be nice for Loveleairde. Although again what he has is pretty damn lethal. There we go, the tank destroyer caught out there by the Jagdpanther with its high velocity 88mm gun, the same as the King Tiger. Panzergrenadier there suffering a bit heavily, and the King Tiger moves in. Jagdpanther, I mean, not the King Tiger, silly Dane. Oh dear, it's going to get flanked, getting flanked. There we go, sticky bomb on. Damaged engine, less good, less good. Marder 3 there to provide support. Panzergrenadiers also to stop help against infantry, but a damaged engine. And there we go, Pershing and tank destroyers moving in to flank. Riflemen moving in, covering it with more sticky bombs. Shot misses. Tank destroyer going to go down. No. Right, there we go. Panzergrenadier squad down, or at least out of the way. Half health on the Jagdpanther. Field repairs could be an idea, or at least getting that Pershing out of there. Oh dear, Marder scores the kill. Riflemen are moving in, and it looks like a Panzergrenadier squad is taking up position in the church to try and cover the Jagdpanther as it lumbers out of there like a wounded beast. As the riflemen, like wild tribesmen, move in to cover it in sticky bombs, although spears are more likely from back then if they're now used proper. Grenade, oh, killing out 2 Panzergrenadiers of the church. And a sticky bomb on the Marder 3. And where's the infantry support? Rather far away, and there we go. The Marder's in fact immobilized. The Jagdpanther's doing his best to clear out the infantry. They're having a bit of trouble actually hitting them. since they're constantly running about it. And these Panzers are going, in fact, be going down completely. There we go. Small assault force arriving. Another sticky bomb on the Marder. He's not going to bother with the Jagdpanther. He's going to go after what he can deal with. And the Marder crew is sent out for a swim. A rather permanent and fatal one. Returning back to Osten. His Jagdpanther is getting covered in sticky bombs. Damaged engine again, but there we go. The Panzers are arriving. Lots of automatic fire spreading through the remains of the cemetery. Oh, Jagdpanther gets the entire rifleman squad. Another blow there to Loveleairde. I think that was his Veterancy 3 rifleman squad, in fact. Probably not what we were expecting. Another sticky bomb on the Jagdpanther, and it is in fact immobilized. Phew. We are seeing repairs, but clearly the Panzers have not been upgraded because it's going pretty damn slow. I mean, if you can get them the expert repairs, and there we go, they will repair a lot faster. I mean, Panzers can do a lot, but the thing is, unless they get upgrades, most of this, unless actually they're fighting, they can't do a very good job at. They are pretty intensive when it comes to, upgrades. That is something to remember. But there we go, soon expert repairs, and actually there's a slight detail I'd like to share with you. When you are using expert repairs, you actually have to order them again to repair. Otherwise they will continue repairing as if they were actually just using rudimentary repairs. What you need to do is actually order it again. That way it will proceed much faster at the expert repair rate. So again, note, very slow, very slow. Very slow, come on. Well, of course, Loveleairde is trying to sort of gather time, getting more tank destroyers. Come on. Come on, I would like to demonstrate, but apparently he's got better things to do, actually order them again to do it. It's a Jagdpanther gun, damn it. Oh well, never mind. Oh wait, there you go, it's actually moving, which could actually cause it to happen. Panzers have forced away, and there we go. Note is actually faster now. I mean, with only one squad, slightly faster than even with all the others repairing. So I mean, again, it does make a huge difference if you actually get the upgrade. And it is something you'll probably need if you don't go Luftwaffe, because the Luftwaffe squads can do it at that rate, but again, otherwise you will need that upgrade, and again, the Panzers will repair pretty damn swiftly. We are now seeing a field post going up right there. That's nice. Very nice indeed. Although still lacking infantry, he probably has more than Loveleairde, in fact, who's down to only 2 squads. Again, no medic station. We're seeing a ton of tank destroyers out. And we are seeing Panzeriks as well, going to try and stop those armies from charging in, or charging in even. Let's speed this up while the rifle moving in from a southern route. Not much point, doing nothing while both sides are sort of sizing up and preparing. Going in for a bit of harassment in the south, going for the fuel point, although not going to hurt the Kampfgruppe much. Although we are seeing a nice swarm from the north, clearing out the wrecks. This is important again. I mean, and this is probably also going to be a viable tactic in Company of Heroes 2, blowing out the wrecks, or on this occasion in Company of Heroes 2, the ones they can actually salvage if you don't want the enemy or yourself to use them. But of course, in this case, it's about denying the Panzer Elite player any wrecks he can recover with his Bergetiger. And that, of course, is a nice move. Jagdpanther gets off a shot. Panzers are getting equipped with the Panzerschreck, the Raketenpanzerbüchsen. Oh dear, another vehicle went down. Riflemen moving in from the south again. There's nothing to stop them there. Oh, Panzer gets squad down. A nice base raid by Loveleairde in the first Armoured. Jagdpanther moving in, they're getting off some nice shots on the tank destroyers. And interesting enough, they didn't try to hunt down the Jagdpanther, but destroyed engine. That's definitely not going back home. Riflemen now both Veterancy 3 moving in. Jagdpanther suffering a bit. Panzeriks on the tank destroyers as they escape through the southern route. And now the Panzerschreck Grenadiers are getting grenaded, getting shot at. Riflemen themselves are suffering as well, as they are still rather heavily equipped Panzer Grenadiers. Otherwise, that is something to remember as well. Plus, of course, they do get the bonuses of defensive operations, which does make them a bit harder. Plus, of course, they can also reinforce. Tank destroyers making their way out there, and some engineers doing a bit of harassment up in the north.
Our base is under attack.
Panzer Grenadier down. This squad actually needs to get out of there, down to 2 men, very low health. There we go, retreating while the rest are just tearing through all those unfortunate Panzer Grenadiers. And are retreating as well. Jagdpanther moving southwards, trying to hunt down. And we are seeing another Pershing arriving for the first Armoured and Loveleairde. Just fight against the Kampfgruppe. Now, of course, reinforced with the Jagdpanther. Rifleman retreating, jolly good, and there's nothing to stop them, which is quite fortunate for him. Had those Panzers been standing there, he'd probably have no riflemen. But if only Loveleairde had a medic station or perhaps some supply yards, he might have been able to do a bit better. But although he's actually getting supplied upgrades to medic station, but also helped him, you know, with all those riflemen, because again he is lacking in infantry. He's lacking in something to really take territory and kill those damn Panzer Grenadiers, which the tank destroyers can't, and that's rather his major flaw. Tank destroyers are great against all the German armor, but not against the German infantry. Jagdpanther once more need repairs. And yes, it's been some time in fact since I had a game not featuring just Wehrmacht versus Americans, so again that's rather the reason I went for this one as well. Besides the fact it's rather showing some things you haven't seen with the Panzer, at least I haven't seen in quite some time, so that's also a bit fun. Jagdpanther moving out. Still no engine repairs. Armor lining up with infantry. Engineers moving in for a bit of harassment, and those Panzers going in to harass the harassers and preferably shoot them down.
We are losing a sector.
Nice hit. Church also equipped with a Panzer squad. Armor charging in, although they have to be careful again. Lots of Panzer. And of course the Jagdpanther, the mighty Jagdpanther. And of course lacking a bit in population, but he's clearly trying to get a Panther battle group, which will probably result in flowing quite a bit of manpower for some time. Destroyed engine on the tank destroyer. Panther also, Pershing also pulling away while the Jagdpanther's moving in to deal with the Wolverines. Definitely not looking none too well for those, in fact. And out of control, nice hit. Rather unfortunately, the Panzer is down there in the south, the far south, in fact. Still no attempt in repairing the engine of the Jagdpanther. This is actually quite interesting. Lining up again for a push here, and we are seeing a Calliope now arriving. Rifleman moving in, Pershing is reporting from a bit of afar. And what shall the Calliope decide to hit?
The enemy has moved against one of
Lots of grenades. This time not in front of the door, though. He doesn't want to risk all that munitions again. Let's return to Loveleairde. Fighting for the Americans and liberty. And just having a huge Pershing again. He's a bit lagging. He still has the power to really do some damage, but he doesn't have really the numbers to really push it through. And there we go, Calliope barrage.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
But only doing minor damage to the Jagdpanther. Less spiffy Panzers moving in from the south. Ooh, 60 victory points left for Loveleairde. Not good. Tank destroyer repaired. And Panzer's going in again for that victory point down there, trying to go for that victory point. Victory, although the Pershing arrives. And sends them running away. Hooray. Not a lot else going on in the American base, although now we are in fact seeing a Sherman. That's, well, good against the infantry, so that's nice, although not going to do much against the Jagdpanther, but again he is going to need something to deal with the infantry. So Sherman is going to do nicely. Tank destroyer moving in, clearing out a few Panzers, but has to be careful again. Hit shots are moving in. Jagdpanthers, in fact, moving in. And Panzers are going to get mown down. And there we go, the Jagdpanther arrives. Sticky bombs galore. Again, damaged engine already that has not been fixed. More sticky bombs. And note, I mean, veterans with 3 sticky bombs can do a lot of damage. Heavy damage, in fact. The engine is destroyed. Tank destroyed down. If only the... Oh, Panther battle group has arrived. And there we go. 2 more veterans with 3 sticky bombs. This could be the end of Jagdpanther. No, very little health. Very little health. The Panthers are trying to get the Panzer riflemen, I mean. But they are staying alive. Despite all the heavy firepower being directed against them. The machine guns and the guns. Running around the Bocage. And there we go. A final pair of sticky bombs. A parting gift. And a finishing off Calliope barrage. He's probably doing this to try and knock out the Jagdpanther as well. To ensure that GPIIOsten cannot repair it. And not recover it. But still there are now 2 Panthers roaming in the field of battle. But that's at least a bit more manageable than a Jagdpanther, I suppose. And a nice hit on the Panther. Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther, in fact, could be going down. Tank is also arriving as well. And there we go. Panther down. Veterans 1 for the Pershing, increasing speed. Panzer is moving up to support. Assault rifle equipped. And some with Panzer X arriving soon after. Sherman moving in. And it has had its main gun upgunned as well. Which, of course, also affects the Pershing. And increases its penetration again overall. So that's also a nice upgrade to get. And field repairs pops. Panzer gun is coming under fire. 1 goes down to the Pershing. Gaining veterancy 2 already. Increasing penetration even further. And a veterancy 3 Pershing can pretty much take on everything, by the way. Panzer gun squad with Panzer Schreck equipped. Oh, round away, in fact. Now they just need to deal with this Panther. In the meanwhile, a Bergetiger has moved northwards to try and cover that poor Jagdpanther. Tank destroyer out of control.
Our forces are taking casualties.
Whoops. Armor is rolling in. Panther pulling back. Panther taking up nice position there in the house again. Going to slow down the armor a bit. That is good. Panther also then joining in. Houses do provide some protection against armor, so that's good. And we are in fact seeing the upgrade now. That means that each Panzer squad gets 2 Panzer Schrecks. And the Pershing went down. Nicely done right there. The power of buildings, and again, why actually in an urban situation you actually want infantry to support your armor so they can clear out buildings like this, because again, had he had some infantry, these 2 Panzer grenadiers with Panzer X would not have been able to just knock that out and probably earn themselves an Iron Cross in the process. But yeah, again, buildings can also matter. Garrisoning units at the right time and the right spot can really do a lot to, you know, mess up your opponent. Sherman went down as well. First Armoured suddenly taking some pretty severe losses.
Losing ground out there.
Now the Jagdpanther is soon ready to fight again. Bergetiger almost done, although I'm pretty sure I'm curious as to how these 2 guys can simply lift that one. Even with all of that, that's not exactly going to be a small thing to lift. And there we go, Jagdpanther is up again. Engineers are there, but they're not going to be able to do much. And Panzers are run off. Now, of course, there's a thing to remember, of course. With the dual Panzer, of course, there comes an increased chance of actually dropping a Panzer Schreck, so that is something to remember as well. Engineers getting run off by the now veterancy 2 Jagdpanther. Another minor engagement. And a Calliope barrage northwards, but it's too late. The Jagdpanther's up, although it can still be damaged. Oh, grenade kills out 3 Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, terrific for the Americans, less terrific for the Kampfgruppe, trying to take up cover behind the remains of the Marder 3, but they don't quite succeed. Instead, they find themselves with a back to the river, and are quickly sent home. Whoops, my apologies. Jagdpanther arrives, gets off a nice kill. And looks like we might be seeing another Pershing from Loveleairde. That's actually quite a few Pershings. Another nice sticky bomb. And Panther gets a damaged engine.
Army's finest here.
The Kampfgruppe keeps at it despite heavy losses, but so do the Americans. Lots of armor has been lost here. Lots of men as well. There's generally not much left of that cemetery. I'm pretty sure the priest, once he gets back, is probably going to get a bit annoyed. Oh dear, one Panzer got turned into a fine mist. Mine goes up. Oh, killing an engineer. Oh, unfortunate. Calliope barrage though in return. Oh, Panzer squad down. That's quite the vengeance. And the Panther's just getting blown to bits by the rockets as well. Riflemen moving in with sticky bombs. Pershing needs to move in. Come on, charge! Move in that Pershing. More sticky bombs. Immobilized. Send it in before it's too late, before the other armor arrives and reacts. Jagdpanther is on the way. That Panther, though, can be knocked out. There we go. Pershing to the rescue. Red 22 Panther in need of it. And, oh, the rifleman got it. And now the back team is actually in the process of taking back the other Panther. But it's going to come under fire from the Pershing. And the... Oh, mine goes off the... The Jagdpanther sets off the mine. Oh my goodness. Heavy damage to the Pershing. Again, be careful with your mines, by the way. More rockets moving in. This is just carnage. Calliope, for some reason, is also moving in. Might be a misclick there. Rockets flying, trying to take out that Pershing, which is definitely not having its greatest day as of yet. Riflemen are pretty much mauled. If only he had some infantry support. He does have some engineers, but the Panzers with their Panzers might knock it out. And oh, he's actually trying to use the Calliope, I think, to sort of block the any fire at the Pershing. But now the Calliope needs to get out of there, and Pershing needs to turn about. Panzer flies and misses. And the Cafe is getting severely hammered. And there we go, Calliope is down just as it finishes. Panther here being recovered is constantly sort of, set back. And a Panzer squad down. And the Jagdpanther just keeps at it. There's not a lot left. Engineers somehow survive a hit from the Jagdpanther. The more riflemen are rather exhaustedly rushing into town, again encountering fresh Panzers with assault rifles. Sticky bombs again on the Jagdpanther. Oh, yeah, it's turning this side! I mean, if it gotten immobilized, that could have been ended up very, very badly. More sticky bombs, though. Panther almost recovered. Jagdpanther, though, is continuing to suffer. Rifle Panzer is moving in. Destroyed engine, even. Panther is ready, and it is, in fact, otherwise in a surprisingly good condition. More sticky bombs on the Jagdpanther. And the Pershing is out of control. And the Pershing, just as it blows up, gets one fighting final shot of vengeance, blowing up the Jagdpanther. Oh dear, that Jagdpanther's already been blown up 2 times. That's quite the distinction, I suppose. Ravni are fighting desperately, but again down to 2 men. And 2 sticky bombs before they run off. Come on, out of there. No, they get the Panther. They get the Panther. These men are monsters. They have made a pact with the devil himself. Oh my goodness, they are just taking down everything of GPIIOsten's. Oh, bloody hell, but they are going to need to get out of there. Even the devil can't save them. Trying to get that, but we are seeing Panzers moving in. Come on. There, get them out of there. Using a grenade track to try and delay that. That's less effective. But we are seeing another Pershing, but at least get those riflemen out of there and get some more on the field. You need more infantry, Loveleairde. You need more infantry. You need something to take and hold the points. Oh dear, and again, that could be in fact his undoing. That he, in fact, for a larger part of the game, ended up only operating with 2 rifleman squads. Oh dear, all 3 victory points are in the hands of no one at the moment. 9 points left for Loveleairde. Getting very close. But it is very close for both players. But again, recovering the Jagdpanther for the 2nd time. Panther rolls forward a bit unsteadily, wobbling a bit. Pershing moves in, rifleman retreating again. Replacement rifleman would be nice, but again he needs to take those points back. And the Panzer force moving in. Only engineers to hold them back. Only engineers. They did not learn this in engineering school. Not how to stop a Panzer escort with assault rifles. They learned how to calculate the correct angles, but not to stop Panzer Grenadiers. We are seeing the Pershing moving in. Oh, nice hit. Oh, the Panzer is trying to repair the Panther. This is very, very nasty stuff. But there we go, the victory point. Then off getting taken. Rifleman moving in. Sticky bomb on the Panther again. Jagdpanther almost ready again. And oh, the Jagdpanther went. The Panther went down again. Going for that victory point. Panzers are charging in. They need to go down first. Veterans who won on the Pershing. He needs that point. Oh dear, there we go. Take it quickly. If he doesn't take it much sooner, he will be dead. Sherman ready. Another Sherman. Needs to focus down that Jagdtiger because it actually takes extra damage while repairing. But instead, he's actually firing right through the... Oh, more Panthers arrived. Never mind. So very close. More sticky bombs from the Veterans V3 riflemen. Damaged engine on the Panther. Sherman arrives as well. Heavy damage on that Panther. In fact, 2 victory points again secured. Destroyed engine. Pershing almost down. But so is the Panther. Oh dear. Heavy armor fighting. And there we go. Panther at the control. Pershing down. Oh dear. Sticky bomb on the Panther. Sherman needs to flank. Damaged engine. And we are seeing a small squad sneaking in from the south. And there's nothing to protect it. No additional riflemen. He's floating manpower. He could have been used on infantry or something. I know he's trying for another Pershing, but he doesn't. Oh, can't hold the victory points. And there we go. This could be the end. Despite being very close to victory. Panzer is charging in. One last gambit in the remains of the city. Or the village, more likely. And there we go. Another Sherman down. Center is more or less lost. Oh, and the Veterans V3 rifleman went down in the end.
Our front lines are collapsing.
And yeah, there you go. Game over. Loveleairde and the tattered remains of the 1st Armoured pull out of town, leaving the Kampfgruppe Ost to claim victory, although a rather costly one with lots of Panthers and the Jagdpanther gone, although it is being recovered. So, there you go. Pretty tense fight. Some rather desperate fighting in the end. And the rather what lost right there with Loveleairde was he didn't have enough infantry to actually hold against all the enemy's infantry. Had he perhaps had a medic station that could have helped with that, or just trained a rifleman squad, sometime during the game, he might actually have been able to sort of tip the balance against GPIIOsten. But in the end, he just didn't have enough. And otherwise, while he did play well, he just lacked those extra few men to rather, wear down the opponent's men. And again, infantry matters. I think that game rather demonstrated well. Infantry matters. I mean, 2 Panzer guns in a house with Panzer IV stopped that Pershing more or less. And again, so again, infantry matters. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.